Matter of fact, that brings me to one here that her naturopath told her that she was highly deficient in all these nutrients, and he loaded her down and gave her some intravenous, that scares me, slingshot mega nutrients, and I always thought, you know, I'll come over here, it is, I think it is, and one of them, I'll find it, but yeah, that was the thinking way back in the Dark Ages. You know, there's a lot of things, and I think if you'll read my books, you'll find that there's 4 processes that's essential to well-being, and it's just all common sense. The first process to nutrition, obviously, is to consume it. Obviously, you have to change your diet. But with that said, even the sad American diet, there's some goodies there. So the first thing one has to do to be well is to digest his foods down. And we've been talking in our videos about eating simpler foods. That way it doesn't tax your body on breaking things down. And remember, we also talked about, if you look at the rest of the vertebrates on the planet, they're generally mono-eaters, particularly at one meal, but they don't roam too much out of their repertoire. I think a grizzly bear has 65% sage grass. He's got about 13 to 17% fruits, berries, and tubers and things, and then he's got about 7% meat, depending upon the age of the bear and that. And that was from National Geographic. You know, I think when you get in primates, they're more focused, you know, depending upon the trees available, the fruits, or and the greens in some cases. We've pushed these beautiful mountain gorillas so far up that, you know, the selection's getting difficult for these poor things, and, you know, it's just the way we are here. Push everybody else off. Oh, I was wanting to finish that. See, I kind of get off point sometimes thinking here, but digestion of our foods. This ties me right into the second thing you've got to do is absorption. You don't absorb your nutrition, you're done. If you don't digest your foods, you're done. That's like having a Kentucky Derby. Your horses are all lined up, the gates open, your horse takes off and falls right there. That's the beginning of the race. So really, you got to, that's why we work on the pancreas and the liver. Get that lymph, because this is the lymphatic issue, and then get that moving. Of course, what's the third thing? And this is what other naturopaths need to understand. The third thing is, just because you put calcium in the body, because you put iodine, because you put magnesium in there, doesn't mean your body's going to utilize it. Why? That's right. Your adrenal gland steroids are responsible for the bulk of utilization of nutrients. Remember, the parathyroid hormone, parathormone, is responsible for calcium utilization. So if you don't have these steroids and hormones up to par, you're not going to utilize. Well, then we try to give them to you. I did that way back then. I thought we were beyond that kind of thinking. And so a lot of people pay a lot of money for supplements, and God forsake you start doing intravenous work with mega doses of supplements. I mean, what we're seeing with ascorbic acid treatments intravenous is hardening of the arteries, because from what we know, ascorbic acid is antagonistic to calcium. Not smart. What are we trying to do here? You know, when you're trying to treat like this, you know, it ignores the principles of true naturopathy. You know, the foods and the detoxifications and the cells and the fluids and the two sides of chemistry and all this. This is a modern naturopathy. I'm kind of ashamed of it, to be honest with you. I know people want to become naturopaths out there because it's such a beautiful word, but it's naturopathy, and there's no such a thing as naturopathic medicine. These two are two separate thoughts. They don't gel. It's like German iridology and American iridology. Dr. Jensen found that German iridology had some fallacies to it, and one of them was that the eye patterns and colors are at birth and don't change. So unfortunately, is it Ellen that took Doc's stuff now is saying Doc had it wrong? Am I hearing that right, Ellen? I hope you're not. because that would be an insult to the great man. If you have a different opinion, say it differently on the side. Don't cut the old guy. I was a close friend, and I know a lot of things I could say here. But the problem is that eyes do change. I have a ton of befores and afters of this. Amazing. And if you can't get the eyes changed and you're a practitioner, you better learn what we do here, because you're not getting deep into those interstitial areas and changing them. And if you read the premise of iridology, you'll find that it's based upon the now. I get a little passionate, don't I? Forgive me about that. Some things go on I don't real happy about, and I think it shouldn't be done. Sorry this guy gave you a cocktail and all that, honey. Get yourself balanced out. Or is this a man here? Let me see here. I didn't see the name, but get yourself balanced out. Get yourself on fruits and vegetables. Get yourself down that detoxification road, because that's what you need to do here. Let me see what's going on here. He's been losing hair and nails. I mean, you're ridged. That means you're very acidic, your lymph system. And what are you going to do when your lymph system's backed up, you have high acidosis, and you're hitting that with vitamins and minerals?